This is the story of a city that legalized gambling to save itself, generated $5 billion a year at its peak, and then watched 4 of its casino hotels collapse in 9 months. Atlantic City's rise and fall ranks among the most dramatic boom and bust cycles in American history, and none of it began with glamour. It began with desperation. By 1970, the numbers told a brutal story. Population had dropped from a peak of 66,198 in 1930 to just 47,859. A 28% decline over 4 decades. Grand boardwalk hotels sat half empty, and locals joked you could roll a bowling ball down the boardwalk without hitting a single person. Affordable flights to Florida and the Caribbean had made a New Jersey beach resort feel like a relic, and city leaders, running out of options, reached for the only solution left on the table: casino gambling. A first referendum in 1974 failed badly, losing in 19 of New Jersey's 21 counties. The second attempt, in November 1976, restricted gambling exclusively to Atlantic City, and that change made all the difference. Roughly 57% of voters approved it. Casinos were framed not as entertainment, but as urban redevelopment, with 8% of all casino gross revenue earmarked for senior citizens and the disabled. Governor Brendan Byrne signed the Casino Control Act on June 2, 1977, and at the ceremony, he delivered a direct warning to organized crime. Keep your filthy hands off of Atlantic City. Keep the hell out of our state. The mob, of course, was already there. Nicodemo Scarfo, boss of the Philadelphia crime family, had been living in Atlantic City for years, and when his crew heard Byrne's warning, Scarfo reportedly told his nephew, "What's this guy talking about? Doesn't he know we're already here?" His cement company alone pulled in $3.5 million from casino construction contracts by 1987, and that was just what investigators could document. None of that slowed what came next. On May 26, 1978, Resorts International opened its doors at 10 a.m., becoming the first legal casino to operate outside Nevada. People waited 5 hours for a seat at a table, and in its first 7 months, the property earned $134 million. Within 3 years, Atlantic City's annual casino revenue crossed $1 billion. By 1985, it reached $2 billion. By 1992, $3 billion. For 29 consecutive years, revenue climbed without a single down year, and employment across the casino industry peaked at 51,560 jobs in July 1997, providing roughly 2/3 of the city's entire tax base. The man who best understood what Atlantic City could become, and who left precisely because of it, was Steve Wynn. Wynn's Golden Nugget Atlantic City opened December 12, 1980, built for approximately $140 million on a small plot of Marina District land. With just 506 rooms, it was the second smallest casino in the city, and by 1983, it topped the earnings chart anyway. The strategy was straightforward. Entertainment drew people that competitors could not reach. Wynn signed Frank Sinatra to a $10 million contract for 3 years and stocked his 500-seat showroom with Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., and Dolly Parton. The Golden Nugget became the place serious visitors actually wanted to go, and it showed in the revenue. What drove Wynn out was not competition. It was the regulatory environment, the incompetent state and local government, as insiders described it. And on March 1, 1987, he sold the Golden Nugget to Bally Manufacturing for $440 million, pocketing roughly a $280 million profit on his original investment. He took that money to Las Vegas, where the Mirage, Bellagio, and Wynn Las Vegas followed, and Atlantic City never replaced what he built. His former property cycled through new owners and new names for decades before becoming the first casino to permanently close in January 2014. While Wynn was walking out, Donald Trump was walking in and spending at a scale the city had never seen. Trump Plaza opened in 1984. Trump's castle followed in 1985. It was built on a property that Hilton Hotels had constructed for $275 million. New Jersey regulators denied Hilton a gaming license over alleged organized crime connections. Trump bought the nearly complete complex for $325 million. And then came the Trump Taj Mahal, which opened April 2, 1990, at a construction cost of approximately $1 billion, with Trump calling it the eighth wonder of the world. Financing the Taj Mahal required $675 million in junk bonds at 14% interest, generating annual debt payments of roughly $95 million. That meant the casino needed to win more than $1 million every single day before paying a single employee. Analyst Marvin Roffman said publicly the Taj would fail before it opened. Trump complained to Roffman's firm, and Roffman was fired. He later won a $750,000 wrongful termination settlement, and his prediction about the Taj proved completely accurate. By November 1990, Trump had missed a $47.3 million bond payment, and 4 bankruptcy filings followed over the next 24 years, in 1991, 2004, 2009, and 2014. Each restructuring stripped more of his ownership stake until he held no official management role whatsoever. Bondholders and stockholders collectively lost more than $1.5 billion across his Atlantic City operations, while the workers absorbed the sharpest consequences. When the Taj Mahal finally closed on October 10, 2016, that ended a strike that had lasted 102 days, the longest in Atlantic City casino history. Approximately 3,000 employees lost their jobs. Many had received less than $1 in total raises over the prior 12 years. Trump's own words captured the situation plainly. In a 2016 interview with the New York Times, he put it this way: "Early on, I took a lot of money out of the casinos with the financings and the things we do. Atlantic City was a very good cash cow for me for a long time." What happened to the Taj Mahal after that closure reframes the whole story. Hard Rock International purchased the building in March 2017 for $50 million, roughly 4 cents on every dollar spent to construct it, and then poured more than $500 million into renovation. The Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Atlantic City opened on June 28, 2018, and posted a single-year casino win of $731.9 million in 2024. Making it one of the top-performing properties on the East Coast. But before any revival could happen, Atlantic City hit bottom, and 2014 was the year it got there. Revenue had peaked at $5.2 billion in 2006, and that's when the competitive walls started closing in. Pennsylvania legalized slot machines in 2004 and table games in 2010, and within a few years, 24 casinos operated within 100 miles of Philadelphia. Maryland, New York, and New Jersey's own neighboring markets all pulled customers away. Revenue dropped every year after 2006, without exception, falling from $5.2 billion to $4.9 billion, then $4.5 billion, then $3.9 billion, and then further, until 2014 landed at $2.7 billion, a 47% collapse in 8 years, the lowest figure since the late 1980s. 4 casinos closed in 9 months. The Atlantic Club shut on January 13, 2014. Showboat, which was actually profitable, closed on August 31, 2014, and Caesars shut it deliberately to consolidate customers at its other 3 Atlantic City properties. Revel closed on September 2, 2014. Trump Plaza closed on September 16, 2014. Approximately 8,000 workers lost their jobs across those 4 closures, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that the Atlantic City area shed more jobs in that 12-month stretch than any other metropolitan area in the entire country. The Revel Casino deserves its own chapter because no single building captures Atlantic City's collapse more completely. Built at a total cost of $2.4 billion, Revel opened April 2, 2012 as a 710-foot tower, the tallest structure in the city, with 1,399 hotel rooms, 13 restaurants, and a 130,000-square-foot casino. The concept was an upscale resort that, as developer Kevin DeSanctis put it, just happened to have a casino. That thinking is exactly what killed it. The casino floor sat on the 6th floor rather than at street level, making it physically difficult to enter from the boardwalk. There was no buffet, no bus tour program, no loyalty reward system at opening, and a strict no-smoking policy throughout the building that alienated a large segment of Atlantic City's established customer base. None of that would have mattered if the debt load had been manageable, but the building opened carrying $1.5 billion in debt, producing $102 million in annual interest payments and leaving almost no margin for anything to go wrong. Everything went wrong. The casino posted an operating loss of $149 million in its first year alone, filed its first bankruptcy in March 2013, filed a second bankruptcy in June 2014, and closed for good on September 2, 2014, after just 29 months of operation. After both bankruptcies, the $2.4 billion building sold for $82 million, 3.4 cents on every construction dollar, and a series of ownership changes followed before the property eventually reopened as Ocean Casino Resort in June 2018. Today, under the ownership of Luxor Capital Group and Illich Holdings, Ocean Casino is one of Atlantic City's top 3 most profitable properties, posting $101.3 million in gross operating profit in 2024. Wall Street's total losses on that building, from construction through the bankruptcy sales, exceeded $2.5 billion. Atlantic City operates 9 casinos today, and the revenue picture has genuinely shifted. Brick-and-mortar casino win reached $2.89 billion in 2025, the highest since 2012. But 2025 also marked something that would have been unthinkable in the city's heyday. New Jersey's internet gaming revenue, at $2.91 billion, surpassed what the physical casinos earned for the first time ever. Total New Jersey gaming revenue across all formats hit a record $6.98 billion for the year, and the state collected more than $1 billion in gaming taxes, the first time that threshold had been crossed. Casino employment now stands at roughly 22,600 workers, down from the 51,560 peak in July 1997. The city that once attracted 35 million annual visitors at its height now welcomes approximately 18 million, and a new threat is already forming. In December 2025, 3 New York City area casino licenses were awarded: a Bronx site, a Queens site at Citi Field, and an expanded Resorts World at Aqueduct, with license fees of $500 million each and expected openings in the early 2030s. Atlantic City's story is not really about gambling, It's about what happens when a struggling city bets its entire future on a single industry, watches that industry's competitive advantage disappear almost overnight, and then has to figure out what it becomes next. Billionaires arrived, extracted what they could, and left. 4 of the city's last 8 mayors were arrested on corruption charges. Thousands of workers built careers that evaporated in a single year. And through all of it, the boardwalk, dedicated June 16, 1870, 6 miles long, outlasted every casino hotel that rose along its edge. The buildings changed hands, changed names, or came down entirely. The boardwalk remains.